What is up, everybody? This is MLB Talk 123 here. I hope you guys are having a good day here. It's been a pretty crazy day for the MLB trade deadline. It started off kind of slow, other than the fact that the Cubs and the Braves, the Dempster thing that has not been resolved. But in the past half an hour, it's really picked up. I mean, you see Jacob Turner, you see Omar Infante, you see guys like Anibal Sanchez involved in a huge deal between the Tigers and the Marlins, and I'll talk about that later. And then all of a sudden, like 10 minutes later, you just see Ichiro, and it's all over Twitter. It's now trending on Twitter, Ichiro. He's now going to the most successful, with 26 World Championships, the biggest market team, and the most popular team. New York Yankees have acquired Ichiro Suzuki, a 10-time All-Star, a 10-time Gold Glove winner, and has had 10 200-plus hit seasons. Now, if he started his whole career in America, he would easily have 3,000 hits by then. He was started when he was 27 years old, and he had 242 hits, 350 batting average. In 2004, he had a 372 batting average. He won MVP, he won Rookie of the Year. I mean, he has been an all-star for 10 straight years. The last 2 years are the only exception. This guy's been the face of the Mariners for so many years, and the Mariners have kind of starting to turn the tides here. It's someone that they've been trying to trade, and they would love to trade because of multiple reasons. Not only has he declined, and they have guys that could potentially take a spot, but they do not want to have to worry about the publicity that they will have to face, the pressure that they will face this offseason if they don't re-sign Ichiro. The face of the franchise for the past 10 or so years is going to be a free agent this year. He was signed for a huge 5-year, $90 million deal. The last 2 years, obviously, has not played up to that money. But, to sign him again, he's going to still command a lot of money because he is Ichiro. And there had been, rumors of potential 3 or $45 million type things, kind of like what the Yankees did with Jeter. And honestly, the Mariners did not want to spend that money for someone just to be a face of a franchise, or just to be like, oh yeah, we still have Ichiro, but he's not really playing that well. You're not going to pay $12, $13 million a year to someone who's batting 360 and has a on-base percentage of 388 like Ichiro has this year. Am I saying that he can't pick it up? No. I mean, obviously he was playing in a park that was maybe not really nice to him in Safeco Park. But again, he's switching from the Mariners to the Yankees. And, I mean, the Yankees are right in the middle of a playoff race. They are having a fantastic year, one of the best teams in the major leagues. And really, with Brett Gardner being injured, they needed this. He's not going to be a starter for them every day, as they have a lot of guys going to be switching out in left field. But really, he is going to be, I think, an important aspect for the Yankees. He has 15 steals. I think he's a fan favorite. I think he definitely adds some spice to this Yankees team and gets some people excited. I wouldn't say it's a huge deal for the Yankees to get him. And I think, with Ichiro having 10-5 rights, he has a chance to veto the deal. It probably means that the Yankees had to tell him, hey, you're not going to be playing every day, and he knows that. But really, Ichiro, I think it's really good opportunity for him. He could win a World Series. He's on a winning team. He's on a team that's in a playoff race. And with the money involved in this, I think the Yankees are paying something like $2 million for the rest of his salary for the rest of the year because, he's getting paid a lot of money. I mean, no doubt about it. So the Yankees is strictly a rental deal, and I think it's a good deal for the Yankees. Now, let's look at what the Mariners got in return other than just getting him kind of off their back and not having to worry about trying to re-sign him in the offseason. They also get DJ Mitchell and Danny, I don't want to try to pronounce his last name, but I'll try, for Farquhar. So I probably pronounced that wrong, but DJ Mitchell has appeared with the Yankees this year in a few games. He doesn't have a huge ceiling. I mean, he really doesn't. He's a reliever type. I think he definitely will be someone, just an arm for the Mariners, no doubt about it. His strikeout ratio per 9 innings is not terrible. His walk ratio definitely could be improved. He was drafted in the 10th round in 2008, if that means anything to any of you. But his ERA this year is not bad. It's under 4 in the almost 5 innings that he pitched with the Yankees. He's been kind of bouncing around AAA and the major leagues. Not a bad arm to pick up, and never know. I mean, Safeco Park is a pretty good pitcher's park, so his numbers could improve there. Obviously, the Mariners scouted a lot of guys. They picked a list out of, these are potential guys that we could get in this deal. They're obviously not looking for top prospects in this deal. You're getting a guy who is going to cost a lot of money and is not really hitting very well. I mean, he's declined. He's not what he was a few years ago, no doubt about it. But I think this does kind of spark this Yankees team. It does provide them another option in left field. It provides them some depth. It provides some speed. It provides a fan favorite. It provides reasons for people to come to the ballpark. Even more reasons other than the fact that the Yankees are one of the best teams in the major leagues. And no doubtedly going to the playoffs again, most likely. But again, with Brett Gardner being injured, the Yankees did need to make a move for an outfielder, and I think they chose a pretty good outfielder to make. You see guys like Josh Willingham not really being available, and if he was, it would cost a lot. I mean, the Yankees do not want to give up their top prospects for a guy like Josh Willingham. Instead, they want to settle for a rental here because they know after this year, Brett Gardner will be back. And they're hoping that Ichiro Suzuki can get reignited to play, reignited to produce, and start to hit better, knowing that he is in a playoff atmosphere, knowing that if he does better, he could potentially help his team go to the playoffs and win the World Series. So we'll just see how he does. Hopefully, he can hit around 280 and 300. And if he does, I think it's a very solid upgrade to what the Yankees have. And really, with Brett Gardner being hurt, they need someone. And there's no one really there that was going to be cost efficient in the sense of prospects. So to get a guy like him, I think it's a pretty good deal. There's some Shane Victorino talk around there. I didn't really see that realistically. The Yankees would have to give up a lot for Shane Victorino. They'd kind of have to go all in. And I think the Yankees have a good enough team to make it by with the kind of revolving door they have in left field. And now Ichiro Suzuki with some speed. And he can get on base. I mean, the walks you'd like to see improve, especially with his 266 average or 260 average and a 288 on base percentage. You'd like to see the on base percentage a lot higher, at least over 300. But Ichiro could definitely, his numbers could improve playing for the Yankees, a little bit better park to hit in. The Yankees are paying just over $2 million for his salary, so they're still paying a pretty good amount for Ichiro. But again, the Yankees, the money situation is not really a problem, especially when I think they will get a lot of jersey sales. They will get some of those things. So I think part of it is the fact that it is Ichiro. But looking at just from talent-wise, there's not too much to be excited about there with what he has left, except for the speed possibility there. So hopefully his numbers do improve. Now the other guy, Danny Farquhar, if I'm saying his name right, I don't think I am, was with the Blue Jays earlier this year, the Athletics. He was designated for assignment, and he was claimed off waivers by the Yankees, needing some bullpen arms, some depth in the system, maybe knowing that he could be traded, eventually. Sometimes these guys, these prospects, they're only just used to develop and get some value and then try to improve their major league roster. So this guy, he's pitching almost 70 AAA innings, and he's been around 4.6. His strikeout ratio is not bad. Walk ratio definitely could get better. But really, it's definitely, I think, a pretty good move for the Mariners, getting two arms there and just getting him off the back of the Mariners, getting Ichiro, get that pressure off. So it's a good move. So if you're looking at it just from the talent perspective, you're not going to look a lot, there's not much excitement there with Ichiro. His numbers declining, but I think he can pick up his play, and if he hits around 285 to 300, I think it'll be a good move for the Yankees, giving up two arms that really aren't that valuable to them. They don't really need them, and for the Mariners, looking at their pitching, they could definitely use some arms and definitely use some depth there. So the Mariners get two arms in their bullpen, and the Yankees get a outfielder that they can use to kind of replace Brett Gardner in the sense of speed and just getting on base. Hopefully he plays better with the Yankees. I wish him the best. And Mariners fans that are sad to see Ichiro, I wish you the best. Congrats to Ichiro, the Yankees, and the Mariners for getting this deal, as they teamed up earlier this year for the Michael Pineda deal, and now they team up again with the Ichiro deal. This deal will be infamous for a long time, especially if Ichiro helps the Yankees in the playoffs. Thanks for watching again. This is Help Me Talk 123. Look for another video about the Tigers-Marlins trade soon. Thanks.